Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. This morning started off fantastic for me. I had a call with my great friend, Deion Sanders, and one of his business partners. And we're putting together a program that will benefit people who want to chase their financial freedom and be part of this wonderful financial system we have in our country and globally. That information is based around personal finance and being able to give people an opportunity that may not have the opportunity today to be able to realize their financial dreams and their financial goals. Now, I know some of you guys are already well on your way to reaching your financial goals. You got a good solid plan in place. You're creating additional streams of income. You're saving, you're investing, and doing all the things necessary that you need to do in order to participate in this financial system we have in our country and globally, which is great. But there is a lot of people out there who do not have the resources, both from a financial education standpoint or money, to be able to get themselves in a situation where they can help themselves participate in this financial system. So that's where a guy like me comes in, and I'm so happy that my great buddy and great friend Deion Sanders is thinking along that same line. So we're going to be working on some stuff behind the scenes, and as we get more and more of this concept developed, I'll be sharing that with you guys and asking for some feedback, because the whole point of this collaboration between us is to be able to provide people with access and be able to provide people with the opportunity to chase and reach their financial goals and dreams. Another quick thing I want to mention to you guys, the Center for Disease Control, the CDC, came out with a bulletin today, and I read through the bulletin, and it looks like the 40% of the hospital cases for the coronavirus are between the ages of 20 and 54. And I'm in that category. So, wow, I think a lot of people are thinking it's just for the older population. Well, that debunks that myth. I mean, anybody can get the coronavirus, and unfortunately, we don't have a vaccine for it. And all we can do is follow the prevention guidelines, which is trying to keep ourselves out of situations in public that may increase our chances of catching it. So I just want to throw that out, guys. I'm not an expert in that. I thought I'd just mention that because certainly I fall into that 40% category, because I'm between the age of 20 and 54, and I know a lot of you are. So be careful out there. Keep yourself in a situation where you protect yourself and your family and others. Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and move on with my day. I'm not sure how much I'll do today, just because of me just trying to stay out of public and trying to keep myself at the house as much as I can. But I will take you guys along to what I can take you along with me. All right, then. Well, that's it for me, guys. I'm going to go ahead and move on with my day. Let's go. All right, guys. I'm here at Chipotle. I'm going to get me a to-go and get myself on back to the house and get this lunch in me. But let's go ahead and get on in here. Man. All right, guys, let's get this lunch going. All right, guys, just leaving Chipotle. Got a little something to go. GT3 again, guys. That startup sound of the GT3, man, that thing never gets old. Love it, love it, love it. Guys, I didn't want to film inside of Chipotle, but man, there is nobody in there sitting down eating. Everybody's coming to get their food to go. And I certainly understand why. It's just, yeah, man, it's real. I mean, people are really starting to pay attention to what the CDC is asking them to do. And there's my other spot across the street over here. Let me let me show you First Watch. This is another one of my spots I come to quite a bit, and it's lunchtime, guys. This place would normally be packed, and you have just a few cars out here. I mean, this place would normally be standing room only. You got like a few cars out here. People are just really listening to what is being asked of them to stay home as much as you can. Don't congregate in areas with a bunch of folks. So hopefully we will get closer to a solution for this health concern and get back to normal everyday life. But I thought I'd share that with you guys because I come to this little, well, it's not little, it's a really big retail complex with restaurants and retail stores. But it is certainly not busy at all, not like it normally would be. This place is normally hustle and bustle with people at this time of day, which it's about 12:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on a Thursday. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and kind of just show you around a little bit this retail complex. It's a retail center, but it's a huge one. There over here you got Costco, which is a large anchor. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's Costco. That's a large anchor. And then you have Connor's Seafood and Steak Restaurant, another really popular. But here you go. Here's the complex. This is just a small piece of it. I'm not going to show you guys all of it. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a insight to how big this thing is. And you can see how, I mean, there are a few people, but not nearly as many as would normally be here on a normal situation. But obviously we're not in a normal situation right now. We're in a situation where we have to be careful and protect ourselves and protect others. So I get that. But I just wanted to show you guys, and I know in your area where you live, it's very similar. The impact of this health concern is wide reaching and touches all of us. So again, not gonna harp on it, but just be careful and do what you need to do to protect yourself and your family and others. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. Didn't do a whole bunch. I just did the basics, came on back home. I did some work here at the house just to keep myself productive and keep myself busy. Like I mentioned earlier in the vlog, I did have a great meeting this morning with my great friend, Deion Sanders, and with one of his business partners around putting together some, we're working on a couple of ideas to try and bring some ability for people to be able to participate in this financial system we have through personal finance, financial literacy, things of that nature. So more to come on that. I want you guys to just stay tuned to the channel. And as I get more updates on that, I will be more than happy to update you guys as well. And like I mentioned earlier, I will be asking for some feedback along the way, because I think it's a good opportunity to get feedback from folks that currently watch my channel that I'm trying to help reach whatever financial goals or dreams that you guys have. So more to come on that, so stay tuned. Another thing I want to touch on is, I want to touch a little bit on panic. That's a big word, but I think we need to think about that a little bit. I've been thinking about that since this morning. Deion and I had a good conversation about that word panic, and he made some good points that I wanted to share with you guys. I think, you got a line, a straight line, and I think people will fall somewhere on this straight line as it relates to panic. On this side of the straight line, you have folks that are in a panic state and they're unprepared. I think on this side of the line, you have people that are calm and prepared. And I think a lot of people are somewhere in the middle on that line. My recommendation is sit down with yourself, with your family, and figure out where you're at on this line. I myself thought about that today, and I believe I'm more closer to the calm, prepared side of the line. But I would ask you guys to figure out where you're at. Hopefully you're not over here in the panic, unprepared side of the line, because that's an additional level of stress you're going to bring to your life and to the people around you, to their life, and possibly to others that are not in your immediate family. So you certainly want to get your mind right. Although I know we're in a crisis right now, we're in a situation where we have a major health concern going on, and coupled with that, we have now this budding financial crisis that's starting to happen as well simultaneously. So it's freaking everybody out, including myself. But one thing I do to try and keep myself over here on this calm, prepared side is to have a plan. And it's never too late to sit down and put a plan together if you don't have one. Far as I'm concerned, on the financial side, I've always had that plan for the last 20 years. No matter what the market does, I know that I'm positioned well. I have a long-term horizon. So I understand that the market is going to have valleys and the market is going to have peaks. So I'm a long-term investor. So I've conditioned myself and conditioned my mind to understand that. And what I do is I try and make the best possible financial decisions I can make for myself and for my family and for our future. And then I just believe and trust in that. And over the last 20 years, it has worked well for me. And I think it will continue to work well for me. The markets will come back at some point. We don't know when, but I do believe that history tells us it'll come back. And when it comes back very strongly. Now, whether that's going to be 6 months or 12 months or 18 months or 24 months, I don't know. But what I've also done to prepare myself is I have cash. I have cash set aside on the sideline so that I can do the things I need to do 6 months, 12 months. That's why I always talk a lot about that emergency fund. You guys know I'm a big proponent of a 6 to 12 month emergency fund. And this is why I talk about that quite so much in the videos, is because of times like this. If you got a 6 to 12 month emergency fund, you're in good shape, because if your company decides we no longer have the money to pay you, then at that point you at least have 6 to 12 months of your expenses saved up to be able to either ride this thing out or put yourself in a position where you can find a way to make income. For those that don't do that, then more times than not, you're going to be closer to this panic, unprepared side on the line. Hopefully you guys are sitting down and figuring out and putting a plan together to be able to do the things you need to do while we're in this health crisis and while the markets, the financial markets, are down. As always, guys, if you got questions and you need somebody to talk to, or you feel like you really don't have someone to talk to about this situation, DM me on Instagram at RichardFain28, and I'll be more than happy to do what I can from that standpoint to try and work with you, answer questions. Again, guys, I'm one guy just trying to do my part to pay it forward. I'm not immune to this financial crisis. Certainly not immune to this health concern, because that's the big one for me. I'm not so much worried about the financial piece. I'm more worried about the health concern, because that's one we don't have a fix for yet. The financial end, that'll fix itself if we control this this situation on the health side, but wow, that's the one I'm concerned more with, is the health concern more so than the financial piece. But back to what I was saying, shoot me a DM, and then I'll do what I can, man, to answer your questions and try and help you through this process to get yourself closer to that calm, prepared line. That's where you want to be. Well, all right, guys, if you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing, share the video, and give me a thumbs up. It helps the channel and it helps me too. But always remember this: thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You guys continue to chase your greatness no matter what. Believe in yourself always. And I'll catch you guys on the next vlog. Peace.